Okay, so you want to sell fountain soda and ice at a fast food drive-thru. Buy a commercial carbonator. Hook up a few bags of concentrated syrup, pack a plastic cup to the brim with frozen water, and charge $3 for a product that costs pennies to pour. Sounds like the ultimate license to print money, right? You are essentially liquidating tap water at an absurd 3 to 1,000% markup. But here's the strange part. Fountain soda and ice aren't just high-margin add-ons to a fast food meal. They are the single reason $1, $2, and $3 value menus even exist without driving major restaurant chains straight into financial ruin. A fast food restaurant loses money on the burger, breaks even on the fries, and turns its entire profit on the ice-cold carbonated water sloshing around in your paper cup. And it's also the business where a shift in consumer preference toward bottled water or delivery apps can quietly obliterate a franchise owner's entire bottom line. Anyway, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how fast food giants turn frozen water into liquid gold, the secret engineering behind the ice displacer psychology, how syrup contracts create captive financial monopolies, and why a fast food joint isn't really a restaurant at all. It's a drink distributor that uses burgers as bait. To understand how you even make money selling carbonated water, you have to look at how syrup distribution works on the inside. Fast food franchises don't buy thousands of cans or bottles of Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Instead, they buy concentrated bag-in-box syrup, known in the industry as BIB systems. A single 5-gallon cardboard box containing a food-grade plastic bladder of syrup concentrated at a 5-to-1 ratio costs a major chain roughly $60 to $75. When connected to a commercial fountain dispenser, that single box mixes with filtered tap water and carbon dioxide gas to yield over 30 gallons of finished soda, translating to roughly 320 16-ounce cups. Now, let's break down the actual unit economics of a large fountain soda, because the math is almost unbelievable. When you hand over $2.89 at the drive-thru window for a large drink, here is where your money actually goes. The concentrated syrup in that cup costs the operator roughly 12 to 15 cents. The carbonated water, filtered on-site through a commercial multi-stage reverse osmosis unit, costs less than a single penny. The carbon dioxide gas that gives the soda its fizz costs around 2 to 3 cents per serving. Here's the crazy part. The actual paper or plastic cup, along with the plastic lid and paper straw, costs roughly 15 to 18 cents. That means the physical packaging holding your drink is literally worth more than the liquid inside it. Add it all up, and the direct cost of goods sold for a large fountain soda comes out to roughly 30 to 35 cents. Yet, at the register, that exact drink sells for anywhere from $2.50 to $3.50. That represents a gross margin of over 85% to 90%, yielding a mind-melting 2 to 1,000% markup over raw liquid production costs. To put that into perspective, if a smartphone manufacturer marked up their devices at the exact same rate as fast food fountain soda, a flagship phone would cost over $20,000. So how does ice fit into this equation? This brings us to the ultimate secret weapon of fast food profitability: the physics of volume displacement. Ice isn't just there to keep your drink cold. It is a financial tool designed to shrink liquid volume. When a crew member or an automated dispenser fills a cup 3/4 full of crushed ice before pouring the soda, that ice displaces up to 40% to 50% of the liquid capacity. By filling a 3-2-ounce cup with ice, the restaurant only pours roughly 16 to 18 ounces of actual liquid. Because producing ice using an on-site commercial ice maker costs virtually nothing beyond basic water and electricity bills, averaging less than a fraction of a cent per cup. Every cube of ice added to your cup directly replaces expensive syrup, driving the unit cost down even further while maintaining the illusion of a massive, heavy portion. On paper, this creates an incredible cash generation engine. In a typical fast food location doing $2.5 million in annual gross revenue, beverage sales account for roughly 15% to 20% of total sales, but generate over 40% of the store's total net operating profit. Think of a fast food restaurant like a high-margin beverage dispensary, disguised as a kitchen. The kitchen, with its expensive commercial grills, fryers, refrigeration units, and high labor costs, is a low-margin operation. A double cheeseburger might cost $3.50 to make and sell for $4.50, yielding a slim 22% gross margin after accounting for meat, cheese, bread, and labor. But when the cashier says, "Would you like to make that a meal for $3.50 more?" you are paying $3.50 for a side of fries that cost 30 cents and a fountain soda that costs 30 cents. The combo upgrade takes a low-margin burger transaction and instantly transforms it into a high-margin bundle. So why do some fast food franchises still struggle or fail despite this absurdly profitable math? First, you have massive equipment lease and maintenance costs that eat away at those thin syrup expenses. A commercial fountain dispenser, ice machine, water filtration setup, and CO2 tank system can cost upwards of $20,000 to $35,000 to purchase and install. Furthermore, ice machines are notorious for being the most maintenance-heavy pieces of equipment in the entire restaurant. They require constant sanitation, water filter replacements, compressor servicing, and mold prevention. If an ice machine breaks down during a sweltering July afternoon, the store is forced to buy expensive bagged ice from third-party suppliers, instantly cutting into drink margins. Second, consider the hidden trap of master distribution agreements and corporate rebate structures. Franchisees don't get to shop around on the open market for the cheapest soda syrup. They are legally bound by their master franchise agreement to buy exclusively from Coca-Cola or Pepsi at pre-negotiated corporate contract rates. While corporate parent companies receive massive annual volume rebates from syrup manufacturers, individual franchise owners often see those margins squeezed by mandated national promotions, like $1 any size drink campaigns, where the franchisee absorbs the margin hit, while the corporate franchisor takes its fixed 4% to 5% royalty fee off top-line gross sales, regardless of store profitability. And then there's the modern shift in consumer habits. The rise of third-party delivery apps like DoorDash and Uber Eats, along with the decline of drive-through dining. Fountain soda does not travel well. When customers order delivery, carbonation bleeds out, ice melts, diluting the syrup, and paper cups leak. As a result, delivery customers frequently opt out of buying drinks altogether, or choose bottled beverages, which carry significantly lower margins for the restaurant, around 40% to 50%, compared to 90% for fountain drinks. If a franchise location shifts from 70% drive-through traffic to 40% delivery traffic, their high-margin fountain soda volume crashes, exposing the high fixed costs of the kitchen. So, what is the ultimate payoff scenario for mastering the economics of cold drinks? When a franchise operator maximizes drive-through efficiency, optimizes automated ice dispensing ratios, and maintains steady foot traffic, the fountain machine becomes a self-funding operational engine. The massive cash flow generated by ice and soda subsidizes the high labor costs of the kitchen, covers food waste on perishable beef and produce, and provides the capital cushion needed to expand into multi-unit ownership. At the end of the day, the economics of fast food ice and fountain soda reveal how modern value dining actually functions. You aren't paying $3 for carbonated water and frozen tap water. You are paying for convenience, temperature, and atmospheric pressure. The low burger price gets you into the drive-through lane, the ice displaces the liquid, the carbonation satisfies your brain, and the incredible margins keep the entire fast food empire running smoothly.